Student debt has become a growing epidemic for students all over the US. The total amount of student loan debt in the United States has surpassed the $1 trillion mark in April 2012, according to the Federal Bank of New York. It has become such a problem that it exceeded the amount of credit card debt and auto loan debt combined. From colleges ranging from $10,000 to $40,000 a year, many people question the idea if college is even worth paying all the money. Growing up, we're told to stay in school because it'll pay off, but the price of colleges makes some people question if it really will. According to the article Student Loan Debt by the Numbers by Molly Cusano and Zachary Santamaria state, the total past due balance of student loans in the United States is now $85 billion, with 34.2% of that debt held by people ages 30 to 39. This not only shows that students who recently graduated in their 20s are with excessive amount of debt, but also people who graduated many years ago. Adults who've already graduated many years ago are still paying off student debt even when they've already landed a job with their degree. At the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Obama spoke to students saying,
And I want to point out, listen, I know about this firsthand. Michelle and I, we know about this firsthand. This is not something I read in a briefing book. This is not some abstract idea for us. We've been in your shoes. When we graduated from college and law school, we had a mountain of debt, both of us. That means when we got married, we got poorer together. You know, we added our assets together and they were zero. And then we added our liabilities together and they were a lot. We paid more for our student loans than we paid for our mortgage each month when we first bought our small condo in Chicago. And we were lucky to land good jobs with a steady income, but we only finished paying off our student loans about 8 years ago. Think about that. I'm the President of the United States. And So here I am, and we were writing those checks every month.
if Obama just recently paid off his student loans and he's the President of the United States, what makes us believe that student debt will be easy to pay off? If we're not able to start our career after college, how many more years would we need in order to pay off our student debt? Throughout the years, the cost of college has gradually risen, and many people can't afford it. Statistics from the National Center for Educational Statistics show that the median income of new graduates with bachelor's degree compared to the cost of attending a private four-year college are becoming close and possibly will meet in the near future. The cost of attending a private four-year college from 1990 to 2008 has almost tripled in cost from $13,237 to $35,500 a year. The student debt that people are left with when they graduate really holds them back from what they're doing in the future. The cost of college has really affected students and how they will see themselves after they graduate in the future. In an interview, when I told a friend of mine about college student debt and how students still pay after graduating so many years after, she responded,
"This really shows that some student debt will ultimately never be paid off. I can't believe that it takes years for people to pay off debt, even when they finished college years ago. It's crazy how there's so many people who suffer from this debt and how it's slowly starting to rise more and more each day. All this information really relates to me with the struggle of student debt. I never thought other families were still paying off student debt like my father, who is also still paying it off. My father attended Stony Brook University and got his master's at Rutgers University in engineering. Even though he attended many years ago, he is still paying off student debt. It's interesting how college graduates usually finish in their 20s, and there's people who are in their 40s still paying it off. I understand that student debt increases through the years, but I never thought it would take so many years to get rid of. I know that student debt must affect not only the student, but the families as well."
We're offered help from financial aid and Pell Grants in order to pay for college, and that isn't even enough. The amount of college rises every day, but yet the amount of Pell Grants have dropped from its maximum of 30,000 to 23,000 due to the amount of college students that really need it. This means that less grants will be offered to students who are attending college as incoming freshmen. For myself, I rely on financial aid in order to attend a private four-year college like St. John's University. If it wasn't for financial aid, I wouldn't be attending a school like St. John's University. During a campaign stop in Manchester, New Hampshire, Mitt Romney talked about the Pell Grant Awards and how no one should plan on him to enhance the amount of awards and stated,
Half the kids coming out of college this year, half, can't find a job or a job that's consistent with a college degree. It's unacceptable. We have to make sure young people coming into the workforce can get a job. I think it was Dick Armey the other day who practiced a little humor. He said it used to be in America that the American dream was owning your own home. Now it's getting your kids out of the home you own. I want to make sure that you're able to get a home of your own, that you can have a good job, that you can start paying back the debt. Now, I know it's very tempting as a politician to go out and say, you know what, I'll just give you some money. I'll just take the government's just going to give you some money and pay back your loans for you. I'm not going to tell you something that's not the truth because you know what? That's just taking money from your other pocket and giving it to the other pocket. I want to make sure that I'm not going to go out and promise all sorts of free stuff that I know you're going to end up paying for.
If Mitt Romney, who is running for president, isn't going to help us pay for college, then who will? If Pell Grants aren't enough for us, who will be there to help us? If the cost of Pell Grants were lowered anymore, I would not be able to attend St. John's University anymore and would have to transfer out and look for another school. The amount I pay already is already too high for me to handle, so with the financial aid going any lower, there's no way I would be able to stay at St. John's University. Student debt is a problem that is affecting the present and will most likely affect the future as well.